Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Soul Land Reloaded up today, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So we don't really have much going on in terms of time-limited events, but that's because we've got the Qixi Festival. This is going to be ending here shortly, so you need to make sure that you get in here, and don't forget to utilize the resource exchanges. This will still be open for another day. But you want to make sure that you actually, spend everything that you need to actually, you don't lose those actual items. So make sure you're on that. The Divine Sword, of course, that ends today as well. So make sure that you get everything out of here that you want to. I've already maxed out everything associated. These two are maxed out. These two are maxed out as well. And there's nothing to do with the shards as of this time. So there's nothing for me to get here. I could grab some of these, but my diamonds are, I'm trying to build them back up right now. And I've got like 3,000 of these. You know, what really holds up is the red Oracle stones. The Oracle stones are really hard to get. And you can't use the amplification stones until you use the amplification stones to max it out, but then you have to break through to the next level, which requires the red Oracle stones. And you can't get those very fast at all. So it takes a really long time to gather those. You can only get like 2 a week because that's all, unless they have an event, of course, where you can purchase them, which, as you can see, I did purchase them in this case. But other than that, it's really, really difficult to get them. They don't have Divine Tool events very often. So didn't really slowly need to buy those at this point. Just getting I was down to 6,000 of these a couple of days ago. Due to the several events that they had, and they had the time limiter group buy. I purchased a lot of stuff inside of that. I was able to actually bring up my I have Terra up another level actually with that, so that was really good. Plus a chance to get some of these SS Plus shards and stuff. So I purchased all of this stuff. Yeah, I usually do go really low, and then I have to start building it back up. So I'm building it back up right now. Anime-related events, just moving through this. I'm up to almost, getting there. Getting there. It'll be another couple of days and I'll be finished. I could do it, I hit it in the evening, but usually I just wait for it to refill completely for the next day. The stamina automatically recharges, so that you can get stamina and then continue with it. Make sure that you do your heaven do, as always. Should always do this every single day because this is the easiest way to build up the shards for characters. Wrong tease up. This will be ending today as well. So on a good note, I did manage to crack the actual Spirit Soul and get the new Spirit Soul. So if you look at the secret spirits, because you can see it right here, Spirit Soul slot in single squad gameplay modes +1. This was what I was waiting for to open up that other slot. So now I had to go back through and reset all of my defenses because I now have them set up. We'll just use the Battle of Clouds as a thing. So we now have the second slot open inside of here. So we only had 1 slot before, we now have 2. So we can now deploy 2 Spirit Souls. I get a little bit, I get 1680 if I use the Phoenix, and I get 1679 with the Dragon. I'd like to bring the Dragon up for another star, and then it should probably overtake. But for right now, the Phoenix is giving me a little bit in terms of BP. So went ahead and used that. Now in a Divine Tool, any time when you're going up against PvP, your best bet would be most likely to get rid of the S trident that you have here. Your best bet would probably be to go for this right here, because this is a little better in BP. I was testing this out inside of the Grandmaster match today, just trying to see exactly, because it has a PV connotation to it. That one does. I was finding that I was doing a little bit better in terms of beating teams with a higher BP if I was utilizing the Divine Skill over the other one, even though it was a 5-star maxed out S. It's not an SS, it's an S. This Divine Sword is an SS plus. So even though I've only got it at 1 star, and I still have to bring its level up, it's still the effect it was giving me inside of the PvP matches was a little bit more pronounced and a little bit more useful. So it's definitely something that I would consider to be probably what you might want to use uh, instead of an S one. So it looks like even from a base standpoint, an SS plus appears to be a little bit more useful than an actual. Let's see if we can get these here. I'll just don't got enough. But I have to try to get some more St. Pillar coins so I can bring that up a little bit faster. But so it looks like you might want to utilize an SS plus over an S, just in base format, as long as you've got one setup for it, especially one that's specifically got PvP connotations. Okay, inside of any type of non-PvP related, you might want to stick with the other one simply because of the fact that you're not going to get the extra skill effect that you get from the Divine Sword, because it's a PvP skill. It's only effective inside of PvP, not effective inside of PvE. So any PvE situations you might want to keep with the other one if it's fully maxed out. Just from a standpoint of that. So keep that in mind when you're setting up things. Try them both out, see which one works the best. But I was noticing that I was able to beat teams which are much higher BP me when I was using Divine Sword, and I was not beating those when I was using the standard S weapon. Because, the Divine Sword, as we've looked at the weapon, it has a PvP effect to it that procs only in PvP. It does not proc inside of PvE, and it's a pretty big one. So, yeah, keep that in mind in terms of your teams. You have the chance to set up teams, your defensive line inside of PvE, PvP. So make sure that you keep that, in line. And what I was showing you was the defensive lineup. So you actually want to do it when you click on the actual. That brings up your attack squad. You want to make sure that it's in on your attack squad. I was just giving you an example. Inside of that is a defensive lineup. You might want to keep the other one inside of there because it's defensive. Attack is when you actually click on the unit. And that's where you want to make sure that you have it installed. And you should see a little bit better. But, it specifically looks like it's really designed for PvP. And it does appear to be more effective than a standard S in that case. But that's not too far out there considering it is an SS+. I'm not exactly sure, if we're ever going to see the triple S weapons, but it'll be interesting in terms of that. But that's all that's going on today. So I just wanted to let you know I've been waiting to open up that second skill slot because that's very, it makes things a lot better. I noticed it immediately inside of the sect boss when I was doing in the sect. Usually inside of the Martial Soul tournament, I usually get roughly around 32 was what I was getting. Okay, today I got 36 because I was able to enter in that second actual skill soul inside of here. I was able to apply this slot. That allowed me to get to 36. Because see, what happens is it sets back in the corner here. So normally you only had the Emperor Scorpion, which is right here. It goes in you want to move these right here because this whole square around here will ignite intermittently. So you want to make sure that you take them out before you do that. Take that out. So you want to make sure that they're inside the skull there. You definitely don't want to let them stay out. It doesn't really kill them. I don't actually die in this, but it's something that you want to look at. So now we've got the two of them bouncing around out here. So we've got the Phoenix back here, and we've got the Emperor Scorpion inside of here. Now these don't die, so you don't have to worry about these. They don't die. They will not die until the characters die at the end of the actual. Whenever all the characters die, then they die. So you got to make a determination. So you don't really need to see how light screen is lighting up all around him and turn on fire. So that's why I move him to the center. It just gives him a little bit more. If Wrong Wrong's not focused on healing, she can focus more on her support skills. So you want to actually, have her to focus less on her healing, more on her support skills. So if there's anything that I can do in terms to help her do a little bit better, then it's useful. And what we try to get as much as here. But normally I would get to about 32 is what I would normally be averaging on the damage. Today I got 36, so I was really happy with that. But that's the first day I was able. When you're putting it in a second, when you're obviously going to get a little bit of a buff, it's not going to be that big. Because they do damage, and a lot of it just depends on how well things go. But anything above 30 is good. So let's see what we're going to get here right now. So procking everything. So we've got 31, 34. So I got 36 today, so it looks like I might be able to hit 37 this time. Yeah, looks like we got 37 this time. 38, actually. Close to 39. See, then they all die. So they don't die until the very end whenever your characters die. All your characters die at the end of the time limit. I mean, there's no you don't get to go any higher than that. So yeah, we got 38.8. So that triggers to 38 trillion. So that's pretty good, actually. Yeah, so definitely having that second skill slot makes things a little bit useful in terms of what you're utilizing. So keep that in mind. So that's what you want to go for, the second skill slot. But it takes a while to get there because you have to fill in parts of the constellation, and then once each part has like a whole entire circle that you got to fill in. So it takes take 10 of them before you can actually think. So it took a really long time to open up that second slot. But that's one of the slots that I was looking for to open up. I knew that would give me a chance to be a little bit more effective, where I could add a second spirit soul into the battle. I'd like to get that dragon up because I think that would be really good. Put him in as my second one. I'll probably run some tests on that tomorrow to see, even though he is much lower. But the problem is, both the Phoenix and the Emperor are SSs. They're not S. So while an SS plus very low might beat an S, an SS plus low is not going to beat a fully maxed out SS. And both my Scorpion and my Phoenix are maxed out. And they are SSs, and they are 5-star maxed out completely at inherent maxing everything. So it's going to probably take that dragon up to 2 or 3 star before I actually see where it's actually a little bit more, a little bit. You might, until then, I don't think it's going to be enough to actually budge my score any much or increase my score, which is what you're trying to do, is increase your points, increase the damage that you do. So I don't think that's going to happen until it's at least a 3, because they are SSs. So that's where we're at that. But I did finally open that up, so I just wanted to let them know that. But other than that, we ain't got much going on. We're going to have some new stuff tomorrow. Should be getting the second Sea God Tank Sam event sometime this week, probably towards the end of it. That'll be a chance to get some more shards for him. Like I said, it's roughly about 4 weeks we should be able to complete him. Still hearing a lot of OP nomenclatures being issued when referencing him. There's a couple notations inside of his skill set which would indicate that he would, anytime you're seeing 12,000% in terms of a proc on a skill, as you can see, you would definitely going to make a little bit more powerful than all the other characters out there, which he serves to be, since he is the main protagonist of the actual IP. So I have to see. But yeah, it sounds like he's going to be a good character. So keep that in mind. All right, so yeah, that's all I got. Just wanted to do a quickie on that, let you know what's up. Keep your nose in the grindstone. Tim Limited Buy, this is going to be up for another. I think this is it. Today's the last day, so make sure that everything that you got inside of here that you want to get. I'm actually going to purchase some of these right here. That's a big purchase of about 4,000, but I'm back up to 15. So I want to make sure that I can bring Tank Scan, his avatar up at least to 2 or 3 pretty quickly, because it's a good way to get some power out of him, out of your character, is to rank that up as well. But yeah, so that's all I got for today. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe, and of course like and share the video, as that does help the channel immensely. Kenra, coming at you from the corner, signing out.